It's time to get inside the Giants huddle.
Huddle up.
On Giants.com.
Here we go.
And the Giants mobile
Get
app.
them in there. Let's go.
Part of the Giants Podcast Network.
Welcome to another edition of the Giants Huddle Podcast. Our player interview series continues. Today, we're going to take a listen to what some of the Giants running backs have to say. We have veteran Matt Breida and rookie Eric Gray. We talk about the offense and how these players can contribute in the offense this upcoming season. We're going to lead off with the vet in the group, Giants running back Matt Breida. And now we're joined by Giants running back Matt Breida. Matt, how you doing, man?
Doing good.
So how has your offseason been? Second year in New York now. How has it been a little bit different for you?
It's been good. I kind of know where everything is now. I love this city, and I'm happy to be here.
What is it about the city that you like?
Just the people, man, and there's always something to do. I still haven't done everything in the city, and it's so big, and you're always going to meet new people because it's one of the, I feel like top destinations in the world where people come and visit, so it's just an amazing city.
How have you seen this offense evolve a little bit from when you got here to start to kind of where you are now?
Oh, man, I mean, just it's so much more fluid now with everybody, especially with, the connections and everyone being able to pick up on certain things without having to, go through the whole playbook, and I feel like we're just building off of what we did last year, and it's going to be another good year.
How much has this offense evolved from I'm using air quotes, the Dable system that you were familiar with before you got here to, you get some Kafka in there, you get some Shea Tierney in there, and how much different actually has it become?
A lot, especially compared to the year when I was in Buffalo. Like you said, now with the mix of everything in there, I feel like it's just a whole different offense, and it makes it difficult for defense to stop, especially all the weapons we got and things we're able to do.
And how does that help a guy like you who's a multifaceted running back to kind of get the most out of your skill set?
Oh, this is the type of offense you want to be in. I mean, especially if you can run and catch out of the backfield. You want to be in this offense because you're going to get opportunities to get the ball.
I don't think I'd ever seen it when they had you and Saquon on the field at the same time last year. The way they use misdirection to just create space for either one of you.
Yeah.
Had you been involved in an offense where they were able to use two running backs at the same time in that way to such great effect?
Honestly, I think the closest offense I was in maybe was San Fran. But even times like we still use a lot more two backs here, and I feel like it's confusing for a defense because they have to play, a certain package, and when you got guys that can make, people miss in space, it's just hard. So I feel like this is definitely different for me. We did a little bit in San Fran, but this is the most we've done here. I think it's a good thing. It's helping our offense out a lot. It's causing mismatches for the defense.
Yeah, I think it's your guys' speed too, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have contain, you're out. He's out.
Yeah.
You can be in the slot. You can be in the backfield. And I think your just varied skill sets just allows you to just kind of use you guys in different ways to help the offense.
No, absolutely.
Right?
And I feel like most of the time, too, you just can't put a linebacker or a normal linebacker on it. You got to have someone that can cover us because of what we can do in the passing game. So,
all right, give me a lowdown on your rookie running back in the room, Eric Gray.
Oh, man. Eric, man, he's funny, man. He's the type of guy, he's got his own personality. He's not afraid to talk, let you know what's on his mind, and he's like a sponge. He wants to know every little detail, and I feel like that's going to help him be great in this league.
I'll tell you what, man, like in the passing game, between the pass pro and the reception, he seems to be pretty ready to go on third downs.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like that's what you need to do in this league now is you have to be able to pass protect and you have to be able to catch now. You know what I mean? It's not just normal get 40 carries and run the ball 40 times. You have to be able to catch out of the backfield. And I think he does a great job of that and with his pass protection too.
Did you go back and watch some of his college stuff when he got here?
Yeah,
no?
I did. Especially when he got drafted, I checked out his highlights so I could, get more of a feel with him because I really didn't know much about him
He's
before
shifty
that.
in space,
No,
huh?
he definitely is. He definitely is. He's got that agility to him, and I feel like that's going to help our offense, having him, with our back there with us.
Matt, we can't wait to see it. Appreciate the time, man.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Now we're joined by Giants rookie running back Eric Gray. Eric, how are you, man?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
So how has your expectations of years of dreams of being in the National Football League matched your first, 8 weeks in the building?
Mm-hmm. It's been well. Getting in, just getting a feel for myself, getting my feet under me, getting a chance to be out there with the older vets, to learn from them, get a feel for the coaching staff. So it's been well so far.
I got to imagine learning from a guy like Matt Breida who passing game he's involved, run game he's involved, he's got a lot of speed. How has it been kind of being mentored by him and learning the game from him a little bit?
He's had a lot of success in this game. He's been in this game a long time now. So being able just to learn the nuances and the different stuff of how to be successful in this league for a long time at the running back position has been very helpful for me.
Speaking of mentorship, you're running back coach at Oklahoma, DeMarco Murray. We had a chance to talk to him on our Giants Huddle podcast.
Okay, yeah.
And what was it like being mentored by him? Because obviously I've been working here for the Giants for 15 years, so I witnessed him running all over the Giants in the mid-2000s. I mean, you stand next to him, you almost don't look like you play the same position, right?
Right,
Like,
right.
a much different style. So
Right.
how was he able to help you, given his style as a running back was maybe a lot different than the way you play?
Right. So going to Oklahoma, he was kind of the reason I went there. Just, like you said, him being so successful in the league, being able to play at a high level for the we're not going to name the team, for the team he played with.
The team with the star.
The team with the star, exactly. But he's such a great mentor of the game. Like, he knows so much about the game where it comes to pass pro, it comes to running in between the tackles, outside zone. He's just so good at the minute details of the game. That's how he learns how to help. That's how he can take because he was a different style back than I was. But he can teach me the minute details to allow me to play faster.
Did you think the Giants might be a team that would pick you based on your meetings with them leading up to the draft?
I did. I think I thought it was a very good chance that I would go to the Giants just because of, like you said, meeting with them at Pro Day, talking to them, having Coach Nix come out and work me out. So I had a good feeling about it.
So for fans that maybe haven't watched you in college, let's start with your natural ability first, right? Your ability to make people miss in space.
Right,
I mean, if
right.
you look at some of your explosive plays last year, you're not just running around guys. Guys are literally spinning around the wrong
Right.
direction and falling down. So is that something that's just always kind of come naturally to you throughout your career playing football?
Most definitely. My dad wants to take credit for it.
Well,
he
DNA
said,
at least, right?
Right. He says when I was younger, he used to have me in cones, cutting around the cones, but it was definitely a natural ability for me, just having that niche of when a guy overplays, I know I can stick my foot in the ground and go the other way.
It just seems like kind of low center of gravity too, right? You have a real ability to get low,
Right.
and it seems like in the same way because of that, you run maybe a lot stronger than what your weight on paper might be.
Right. And that allows me to, like you said, run faster, play harder.
No question. And now let's talk about your acquired skills, and I'll talk about you in the passing game on third down.
Yeah.
How much work did that take for you to – I'll put the receiving aside for a second, but in terms of becoming a good enough pass protector to earn your way on the field on those third downs? Because you as well know, you can be a great receiver. If they can't trust you to pick up the blitz,
Right,
you ain't
you
getting
can't
out
be
there.
Right. But in that instance, for me, I had to learn about the technique of it, making sure your base is right, making sure your hands are up. Because if you stop the charge, he has to go to a counter move. So if you just sit in there and get your base right, get your hands up, once you make your initial strike, it's just playing basketball from there. You're just fighting, and the quarterback got to get the ball out of his hands. So it's just technique and knowing your assignment, knowing where the blitz is coming from.
How about the receiver stuff? Were you a kid? Were you a guy that played a lot of 7-on-7
I
early?
did. Growing up, I kind of went as a receiver in high school. I used to go to camps as a receiver.
Right.
So it helped me play receiver because when you're playing receiver, you're going against DBs, maybe better guys in coverage. But for now, I'm going against linebackers. I'm going against guys where their coverage is not really their game. They're a run fitter. So it's definitely a little bit easier.
So I imagine your eyes must get pretty wide when you kind of come out of the backfield on one of those angle routes. And you got – and look, this offense gives receivers and running backs some freedom now.
Right.
Where – you're one-on-one with that linebacker, and you have a two-way go.
Right.
And, frankly, three-way go if you want to go over the
If
top,
you want
right?
to go over the top, right.
That must get you pretty excited.
It does. Your eyes light up. When that safety gets out of there and the middle of the field is open and that back row for plays, you know it's going to be a big play.
What has it been like learning this offense? Because everyone I've talked to has told me it's a lot. And that means veteran, like Sterling Shepard sat at this table last year, who's been in this league a long time,
Right.
and Brian Dable just gotten here. And I said, so, what's the offense? He goes, oh, man, this thing's a lot. So I can imagine for a rookie,
Right.
the old phrase, trying to drink out of a fire hose, right?
Yeah,
It's just very
yeah.
difficult. So what has it been like trying to pick up this offense?
Well, I started my college career at Tennessee.
Yep.
Started at Tennessee. Then I went to Oklahoma, and I had two coordinators at Oklahoma. So I had to force myself to learn, to figure out the best way for me to learn.
So that's three systems you have to learn
Exactly.
in college.
Three
Right.
different systems
That's
I had to
pretty
learn in college. So I forced myself to figure out, how do I learn best? So going through all those different coordinators, when I got here, it was a little bit easier because I know how I learn. I know what I have to do on the front end to make sure that I memorize all the concepts. I learn what we have to do at the running back, but also what do we have to do playing receiver. So I definitely think those transitions definitely helped me for this, for coming to the league.
No question. Eric, good stuff, man.
Yeah, I
This is
appreciate
awesome.
it. Yes, sir.
Can't wait to see you on the field.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We thank Eric Gray. We thank Matt Breida for joining us right here on the Giants Huddle podcast. A listen to what's going on in the running back room, of course, and Saquon Barkley heading into 2023. I'm John Schmeelk. Thanks for being with us for this episode of the Giants Huddle podcast.